Hello, I hope you're having a good week. Welcome to Until My Batteries Expire. Last night, some major news broke in the Philippine cosplay scene. It is the latest development of an ongoing story um, that began over the weekend. Long story short, a military cosplayer brought live ammunition to a cosplay event. A military cosplayer brought 9 millimeter bullets to a cosplay event at a mall, at an Ayala mall. Uh, and It created a bit of a firestorm, right? Responses for this. Last night, the organizer of the event, Ozine Fest, announced an update to their policies regarding their events. They posted this on their official Facebook page, and I quote: To ensure the safety of our congoers, we will not be allowing the following items to be brought to the venue. Number one, any sharp, pointed metal items or props. This includes knives and swords. Number two, real and airsoft firearms. Number three, gun magazines. Number four, any other items prohibited during gun or liquor bans. We encourage everyone to be respectful to everyone and look out for each other. We can all have fun cosplaying, but let's not forget the safety of the people around us. Organizers and mall management have the right to confiscate or ask you to leave the venue should you choose not to follow our guidelines. End quote. Um, Now, to be fair, as Ozine's Facebook post mentioned, um, this is um, gun bans are not a rare occurrence in the Philippines, right? But we do have a gun ban whenever there's election season, and when there's a gun ban um, implemented by the government, this also cosplayers are also included under that ban. So, like last year there were local elections, uh, and during that election season, cosplayers were not allowed to bring their prop weapons, their prop guns, to cosplay events. Uh, so this is not new. A weapon ban is not new, but it is different when a specific organizer, specifically an organizer as big as Ozine, they run a lot of events every year. In fact, for 2024, they've increased their. They have a very busy schedule, like maybe two or three events every month, um, which is really really high output for them. High output for anybody really in the cosplay space. But anyway, um, it is different when a specific organizer, specifically a high profile organizer, decides that we are going to ban certain prop weapons from our events. Now, this ban was just rolled out last night, and Ozine are receiving a lot of feedback from cosplayers who are concerned about whether uh, their their prop gun, whether their prop sword would be included in this ban. Uh, so I would not be surprised if there will be some revisions to what is allowed and not allowed um, at Ozine events, right? I'm sure that after a few days they'll release an updated list of what prop guns they will accept, and and some such. And I can completely understand Ozine's position on this. They run a lot of their cosplay events at the shopping malls, specifically Ayala malls, and these are all free admission. Anybody going to the mall could partake in this event for free. So it's not just cosplayers, it's weekend shoppers, it's families going to the mall for a good time just to hang out. Uh, it's folks who are going to go there for to watch a movie or whatnot. They can all participate in the free cosplay event. And of course, Ozine would want their events to be as safe as possible. There will be questions, of course, on how in the world did this guy bring live ammo into the mall, right? Uh, maybe maybe he did. Maybe he was stopped by security as he tried to get into the mall with his bullets, or maybe he got into the mall and then when he showed his companions what he was carrying, they panicked and the shit show began. I maybe I don't have the full details. Hopefully, more. Hope in either case, in any case, this guy was outed. If Ayala Mall security did their job, hopefully the truth would come out, right? I'd hate for these mall cops to be accused of not doing their job when for all we know they did stop the guy as he tried to get in. Um, Now some might be thinking, well, okay, he brought live ammo to the event, but he didn't bring the gun, which can be used for the bullets, so he couldn't shoot anybody. Uh, and yeah, you're right. Based on what's available, what's already posted on social media, he had a prop gun, not a real gun. But the thing is, he violated Philippine gun laws. Here in the Philippines, you know, if you're caught with in possession of a gun or bullets, and you're not the owner of those items, then you are in trouble. You are in deep shit. Um, if you have bullets which are not compatible with your licensed firearm, you are in trouble. Uh, and the thing is, this guy, he's a newbie cosplayer. He's new to the cosplay scene. He is new to the cosplay scene. Um, he was accompanied by several more experienced military cosplay enthusiasts, right? They were, and they all went to the event together. And this guy who brought the live ammo, he is a minor. Yeah, he's a minor. The other military cosplayers he was hanging out with at the time, they were serving as his legal guardians for the event. And those are the guys who reported this on social media. Where okay, this dude who's this young buck who was with us, he did this fuck up, right? This happened. Um, and so I can understand why Ozine did what they did with regards to this weapons ban. Um, Look, they want a safe environment for their events, but at the same time, they have cultivated this mutually beneficial partnership with Ayala Malls. They've been running these mall events since second half of 2022, right? And they've been very good at it. They've made a lot of business. They've gotten a lot of business out of it. They're not going to risk jeopardizing this partnership, right? They're going to do whatever they can to protect this partnership. To and this this is not the first time Ozine have made public posts about um uh, the behavior of certain individuals who could risk jeopardizing uh, their partnership with Ayala Malls. They've made a couple of there have been a couple of prior incidents where Ozine management have felt that they've had to say something about the behavior of certain individuals who uh, could put cosplayers in a bad light, put them in a bad light in the sense that they're not doing that, they let this stuff happen. uh, and so yeah, I completely understand why they did why they have now banned prop guns. Now, for the military cosplayers, now they're not the only, cosplayers with guns as props, right? But military cosplayers, you always see them at these events. They're dressed up as soldiers, as cops. Military cosplayers, they they aim for accuracy, and accurate costumes, accurate looking props, right? Uh, so for the guns, they would bring airsoft guns, pellet guns, and you can find replicas of airsoft guns, pellet guns, which look just like the real thing. Uh, they aim for that sort of accuracy. Now they don't bring fully loaded guns to the event. I hope not. Um, in fact, military cosplayers, they as best as possible, they practice the same gun etiquette which professional soldiers and police practice, right? Uh, this is part of their own, so that they don't misrepresent the the armed forces, the servicemen who they are cosplaying as. Uh, so this comes down for example, gun etiquette does not allow you to point your gun at a photographer, even if the photographer asks you to do that, so that he could take a picture of you doing that. I mean, it would make for a cool picture, but it's against gun etiquette, because you're not supposed to point the gun at anybody unless you tend to use it, right? Uh, and even if they don't bring real guns to a cosplay event, airsoft guns, pellet guns, you can hurt someone with those things. They hurt just as bad. They hurt very badly if you get shot with any of these things. Um, so definitely there's a different kind of uh, expectation for military cosplayers. Uh, but even within like any fandom, like any cosplay fandom, the military enthusiasts are not a homogenous group. Right? Military cosplayers are like any other fandom. They have different uh, interpretations, if you will, of what kind of fun they're going to get as military cosplayers, right? And there's there's there are military enthusiasts who look at these at the gun etiquette and say, like, "What's the big deal? These are all prop guns. We're not using real guns. These are not even loaded. What's the big effing deal?" Um, and uh, there is that divide within that community, the military enthusiast community fandom, and some of these guys who they decide to get more cowboy with their antics, right? As being military cosplayers, they want to get more fun out of it and not just be this, strictly like, oh, we'll just be soldiers and shit like that. Uh, and unfortunately, occasionally certain incidents happen which get noticed within the Philippine cosplay scene, involving military cosplayers, right? Certain controversies come up every so often. Not many, just want to point out, not many, but when they do, when these incidents do happen, unfortunately, the military cosplayers who are just, who are uh, minding their own business, if you will, unfortunately get tarnished by association simply because they're all in the same hobby. And this is an example of what has happened. This newbie cosplayer brought live ammo to an Ozine event, and as a result, all the military cosplayers are now they now can't bring their prop guns to cosplay events run by Ozine at least. Now, this ban is still very very new. There could be changes to the list of restricted items uh, from Ozine side, but the thing is, other organizations here in the Philippines could look at Ozine's decision and think it's not a bad decision. Maybe we should implement our own ban on certain props, right? Maybe we should do that. And it could happen because like, oh, if if military cosplayers cannot bring their guns to an Ozine event, but they can bring their guns to another event, to another organizer's events, then they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that, right? Um, and so these other organizers, they might think, is it worth the hassle? Is it worth the hassle to allow these cosplayers to bring to bring their prop weapons at the same time? The fuckers who created this mess in the first place, they might come over to our event and you know become a headache on our show. So that's something to consider. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but uh, that possibility is now out there. It's now in play, right? So again, this is something. Uh, this ban on prop weapons just happened. As far it seems to be a permanent ban until further notice, at least. Uh, and yeah, other organizers could look at this and say, "Oh, this might be a good policy to emulate." Would this affect the boom in the Philippine cosplay scene because we have events every weekend? Uh, I don't think so. I think in the end, the cosplayers will adjust, right? In the end, it's just a prop. I mean, if you don't have that prop, but you can still go to the event, then what's keep? But go to the event. You can still have a good time even without your prop gun or your prop sword. So I don't think this will drastically affect the state of the current boom here in local cosplay. But yeah, this will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out uh, within the industry at large. And with that, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Uh, and hope you have a good day.